Just because of the gruesome nature, I can't recommend this book to many people, but I would recommend this book. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Read the Right Thing Book Reviews. Thanks for watching. Today I'll be reviewing a very special book called Leaving Las Vegas by John O'Brien. This book was published in 1990 and also adapted into a movie in 1995. I couldn't find much of the sales on the book. I don't know how well it did, but the movie gained a lot of attention. John O'Brien was an American author. He was born in Ohio. According to his Wikipedia, he wrote an episode for the TV show Rugrats. That episode was called Toys in the Attic, and evidently he was furious at the changes that the producers made to his writing. He moved to Los Angeles with his wife, who he soon after divorced. He was also an alcoholic. He drank heavily. His father, as well as others, believed that this book was his suicide note. After his death, 2 of his novels were published. He has a realistic writing style, although he uses some fragmented narrative. But I've never seen someone quite use the fragmented narrative the way that he does. Most authors that I've seen use this device in different chapters. They'll bounce around time and setting through different chapters. Whereas in this book, O'Brien weaves between time very quickly within sentences or paragraphs. The past is distinct because he sets this apart, writing it in parentheses. The overall synopsis of this book is it's about an alcoholic and a prostitute. Ben, who is an alcoholic in LA, rejects life completely and decides that he's going to go to Las Vegas to drink himself to death. He burns his belongings, leaving no trace that he ever existed. Sarah is a jaded prostitute who has a different belief system on life. While Ben is rejecting life, she embraces life. By chance, these two meet on the streets in Vegas. They form a beautiful, complicated friendship sort of relationship. It's 2 unhealthy people trying their best to love. Despite being an alcoholic and an abused prostitute, they are both stoic, kind, loving, and they offer interesting insights into life and love. They are both still flawed. Ben makes some questionable decisions that not only puts himself in harm, but also Sarah. And there's something involved in Sarah's past that she can't quite overcome and escape these abused relationships. There's a few very difficult scenes to get through in this book. There's very heavy sexual and rape scenes, and also heavy drinking. But some of the highlights of this book are also the descriptions of the why. Why do these things exist in our modern society? The descriptions of the men who use prostitutes are very interesting. This book doesn't judge anything. The alcoholism, the sex workers, it's non-judgmental. Not to say that it downplays or glamorizes these things, because it absolutely does not. Sometimes entertainment that depicts sex workers can sometimes glamorize it a little too much and not show the negative aspects, the abuse, physical and mental. And there's also a couple differences between the movie and the book. Now, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, but if I recall, Sarah and Ben meet pretty early on, whereas in the book, it really takes a while to get them together. O'Brien is aware that alcoholism and sex work are frowned upon, of course, but he never judges the workers or the consumers. If anything, he gives you a glimpse into the mind of people who feel no moral misgivings in paying for sex or drinking through their day in life. The scenes are dark, but it can be surprisingly light and funny at times, and also insightful about the human condition. I also think it's an interesting character analysis to see Sarah as sort of Ben's angel. She obviously cares after him throughout much of this book. And she's no saint, but she's kind of in this guardian angel role for him, as well as he may be for her, which I hadn't thought of until just now. And by the end, you'll see that Sarah has every right to discard Ben, but she doesn't do that. This book really explores love, addiction, and self-destruction. Not the type of self-destruction where you feel bad at the end of the day. The type of self-destruction that truly ends your life. We don't really see why Ben is choosing this lifestyle. We just know that he is. Could be something in his past, or it could just be that alcohol has such a firm grasp on him. what we get in the book, it sounds like he was living a pretty normal life. Had a job, had a wife, lived in LA, and he just completely rejects everything for the bottle. And with Sarah, she accepts her life as it is, seeming to be at peace with where she is and her career choice. The strengths of this book are in the characters as well as the writing. There's no wasted words or space. Everything in here is necessary and effective. I would say that use of the fragment and narrative is really well done. The pacing of the story and the writing is just really top notch. While I was reading this book, I felt completely engrossed in it. Sometimes when I'm reading a book, your mind will wander. This book really had a hold on me. I don't know if you could call this a weakness, but it's that the sheer brutality of some of the scenes in this book will turn off some readers from enjoying an otherwise fantastic book. I can't recommend this book to my grandparents. Just because of the gruesome nature, I can't recommend this book to many people. But I would recommend this book. So having said that, who is the ideal audience? Readers of this book have to be okay with tough descriptions of sex workers, alcoholism, and abuse. The book is a glimpse into the life of an alcoholic and a sex worker, and I think people will come away feeling more empathy towards both. Despite some of those tough scenes, I'm really glad I read this book. And it's gruesome, but for some reason that makes for great literature and entertainment. Popular movies, books, and TV shows often portray a lot of the grim and gruesome aspects of society, of the human experience. Just look at the last episode of the TV show The Last of Us on HBO. Was this book the right thing for me? It definitely was. So that was my review of Leaving Las Vegas by John O'Brien. If you've read this book, let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Please hit that like button and consider subscribing. And check out some of my other reviews while you're at it. If you want to buy the book, there's an affiliate link in the description that I would really appreciate, or go support one of your local indie bookstores. Well, thanks for watching, and as always, read the right thing.